and welcome to PSGL F7 here at the United States of America with the Circuit of the Americas, fitly known, here in Austin, Texas. The 13th round of 15, yes, 3 rounds to go in this already exciting season where Marcel Grosny is still leading the way with 16 points, yes, a full win ahead of Lewis, who is also here tonight. No sign of Vandenberg by the looks of it, but hopefully he joins midway through qualifying. So yes, the Circuit of the Americas is just getting qualifying away. This is the Circuit of the Americas, the circuit that's been around for 9 years. Yes, 9 long years. Long time. Not really when you compare it to Monza. 20 turns, over 5 kilometers long, and to be honest, the shape of it looks like Easter Island. Some of the drivers already making their way out. As I'll just let you know on... Right, take the thermometry off. Amateur production. So Ishida is not here, Verheyen isn't either, so in their place we have Alex Lamorti in the Ferrari replacement for Verheyen, and Ishida's replacement will be Ananas in the Red Bull. Josh Sidney is also not here. He's been replaced by NRX Kev. All the drivers making their way out to start their first lap. 18 minutes this session, of course, as always. This gives us enough time to possibly do at least 3 laps. But you don't have to if you don't feel like it. As you can see, 14 of the drivers are on softs, 5 choosing to go on the mediums. All but 3 drivers are out of the pit lane. Welcome to you all. If you just joined, this is F7 here on PSGL. We have 8 divisions running tonight, all PlayStation. We have F1 through to F8. F2, F3 and F4 along with F7 here are also on, and F1, F5, F6 and F8 are on at 8 o'clock. As we have an onboard with Kev through these tricky S's. Always a lap killer if you're not careful. Circuit of the Americas, or is affectionately known as COTA by the Formula 1 fans. So we're seeing Kev, our reserve for tonight, as I said before, coming down towards turn number 12. This is where a lot of overtaking has been made, and especially in F10 last night that I was also commentating. A lot of action after the long straight. Heavy braking zone, it does help in Formula 1 for racing. The only driver not to leave the pits is Zexer. So good to see everyone trying to get out as quickly as you can. The weather doesn't look that bad, it's very nice and sunny, just a few clouds around. Looking good for racing as they come through the final corner. Kev will set the first lap of the session. It's a 1:33.707. Behind him should be not Taze Leroy, it should be Joel. And he sets 1:31.522. There's Lewis, second place in the championship, making his way around 16, 17 and 18. Marcel, our championship leader, making his way through to turn 12. Trying to extend his lead even further. He can't win the championship here, because if he wins and gets the fastest lap and Lewis doesn't score, then Lewis can still possibly win and get the fastest lap in both of the next 2 races, and Marcel doesn't score. It's a long slog though, it's a big ask. We've got Baku in 2 weeks. There's no race next week because of esports, and the final race of the season after Baku will be Brazil, which is always a great finale. On mediums, Marcel sets 1:36.456. The time still to beat is Joel's 1:31.522, but Milan coming in there just 2 thousandths shy off the top time. Spaghetti Chips, Zach and Zex are yet to set a time Old Wine hasn't validated, so has Raggy. Taze Leroy still on a lap. His last one wasn't validated as he comes through to the twisty turn sector 3. Reminder, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, it helps us a bunch. Also follow the Twitter, it says at PremierSimGL. And of course, go to our Discord, and there's our spinner there, Ecos Raggy, and Taze Leroy, not happy with his his lap time, and deciding to pit, and he nearly crashes into the pit attenuator. That would not be a good sight at all. As we see Harmon coming into the pits as well. Lewis has invalidated, and he's going to be coming into the pits. Debo, where is Debo? Debo is third right now. And also coming in, Ananas and Wrench. Looks like everyone has done their lap. But Marcel's going one more time. One more time. And he goes faster, 1:32.713 back up to 10th. But he's 7 tenths down, and that is because he is on the medium tyres. Sherwood the softs. Well, to be fair, the softs do diminish a bit. Who is your favourite pilot in F1, Mr. Commentator? I have a name, it's Otaku Logan. If I didn't mention it, I do apologise. My goodness me, look at the view you get from Marcel. He must be terrified driving that thing. I would be. Certainly. Francie Furrow is on 11th. Remember, top 10 have to start on the tyres they set their fastest lap in. As he lets through one of the drivers on a lap. Actually, I do think there was... No, it wasn't Marcel, he's just coming around the hairpin. I think it would be Old Wine. Yes, Old Wine. Spaghetti Chips on another flyer. Coming through Sector 1's tricky S's. Exceptional S's. Last week, as you may notice, Steph is not here, he was reserved, but last week he was close to getting a famous victory, but it was ruined by a clash with him and Jarno Loyen, which ended both of their races. And as a result, I believe did Marcel take the dub? Marcel did indeed take the dub. A crucial dub, I should say. Of course, a dub means a win if you're not with internet jargon. Everyone loves their dubs. Except me, I prefer my subs when watching anime. Spaghetti Chips coming around the final corner. Oh, by the way, watch my senpai is annoying. Brilliant intro. And Spaghetti Chips gets into 11th. Yeah, I've been watching a bit of anime recently. Cringe, I know. Kev! He's making his way through the super scary S's, as we're going to just call them now. No cutting there, that's great to see. Gosh, to be fair, you can barely see. In my opinion, the leaderboard is a bit too big for the screen, especially if you can barely see what the driver is going through. I might change the settings. Alex Lamorte is also on a lap. Time still to beat is Joel. It looks like we have Taze Leroy has spun. And Raggy. Is that a crash or? I think it is. Where is he, Zach? Yeah, I think Raggy's had a crash. I couldn't even find the driver. Well, I think Raggy actually might have come into the pits. I'm not sure what's happened there. Wasn't he not happy if it's like, what the world? I think he may have crashed it there. There's a tyre on the track. Excuse me, what? I've never seen that before. Sorry about that, confusion there. It just suddenly was very weird. Old Wine is stopped on track. Needs to keep moving or he'll be disqualified. I get it, he's trying to let drivers through. And oh, Joel assuring his top spot once more. Sets the bar even higher. 131.185. I hope to win 2 Aston Martin's driver mood. I have no idea what that means. Sorry, that. As we look at Milan trying to set the bar, get any closer to Joel, who is already set at 131.1. Over 3/10 behind. Oh, that's a slide out of turn 19. That's not what you want. Not a good apex either. But is it good enough? Yes, it is! 4/10 faster than last time. 131.116. He sets the bar for everyone else. Debo has not had a good lap. He's invalidated. Fruitful coming through now. 33 seconds through. Turn number 10. Now turn number 11. This is where you're going to have to take the apex very nicely here, and he does. Good exit out of there, and now down along straight. DRS at full blast. As you can see, his teammate lining through there. That is Joel, who will be frustrated that his pole position has been duly taken away from him by Milan in the Alpine. Fruitful coming through sector number 3 now. Faster than sector 2. This is looking good for the Mercedes driver. Of course, Fruitful had a big crash in Japan that ruined his chances of the championship, but he's still in with the hunt, but he needs a miracle. 30 points behind Marcel. Of course, that's the crash where I lost my marbles, and that is not a good apex from Fruitful. He didn't get it at all. He comes through good apex on the final corner, and his time will be a third, 131.266. I'm still wondering why there's a tyre on there, on the front stretch. It hasn't been cleared away. Have the marshals been put on furlough again due to COVID? Probably is. Marcel, how is he doing? He's on soft, so he's going to be much faster. How is he done now? 4th, 131.494. There is a yellow flag. I think that is just letting him through. I think that would be Fruitful. Francie coming through the last corner. He's invalidated. He's going to go again now, so no meaning of quit in him. Well, he doesn't know the meaning of quit, I mean. 5 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in this session. No one on a lap right now. Should be sitting up for their final runs. If you just joined us here, welcome to PSGL F7. This is PlayStation on this Monday night here at the Circuit of the Americas, or Coulter as it's affectionately called. Milan has the top time with 5 minutes to go, but still everyone has one more lap in them. Welcome to the viewers that have just joined. 19 of you now watching. Welcome along. You can watch all the others for F2, F3 and F4 if you like. You can watch all 4 at the same time. I've done it before. Heck, I had a stream when PSGL PCF1 was airing. I decided to have the main broadcast on one side and all the other drivers on boards on the other side. So yeah, double duty. But yes, it is probably preferable by me, as we have Ananas, who I'd like to mention is reserve. Oh, hello! Francie Fro, the dark horse, going into the 131.1s, 131.191. He is 85 thousandths behind Milan. Milan, always we know, Milan's a qualifying merchant, but he hasn't seemed to have translated that into the race. His pace hasn't been that great compared to qualifying. Of course, remember he had a pole in China, and then he was out of the race in lap 1. He does not want to repeat that here in the United States. Yes, United States, home of capitalism. We race for money, which is what they're doing in real life. Oh, Wine making his way through, but it looks like he's actually given up on his lap already. Ananas, our reserve, coming through the final corner. What? Oh, he's invalidated. Never mind. Sorry about that. Oh, and it would have been good for second, assuming that he stayed within the track limits for the most part. But that is a real shame. He looks like he's on again. Yeah, it looks like Old Wine did give up on his lap. Alex Lamorte set a 2 minutes and 5. That's definitely not going to count because of course he's way faster than that, we know that. And Zexer has decided, nope, I'm not racing in the disqualifying session. He's decided to start from the back, a brave move I'd have to say. But remember, it has been done before in a couple of other leagues. Last to first, Mr. Grumpy in F13 in the opening round of the season. Started last, and with a stroke of luck, I'm sorry Billy, he managed to win. So it can be done. Shane saying, let's go NJ! Must be a big fan of Ananas. Is it NJ or is it Ananas? I know the PAFR is the team. Here's Milan. This is a crucial run for him. He has to extend his time at the top just in case Joel does one better. Nice and clean into turn number 11. Nice apex there. Oh gosh, you can see the sun right in their eyes. That would be an eyesore if I was the one driving. And Francie Fro says he's done enough. He's in the pit lane, opting not to go one more. Oh, Milan! That is considered invalid. And he was faster through there too. Much faster. And Joel is much faster in Sector 2. This is going to be horrible for Milan because he's just cut the corner way too massively. It cut the corner way too much at turn number 12. Some people can cut the corner there, but he did it too much. And the steward has said no bueno. And Joel, seeing that, he's probably really happy. He's just saw it, but he needs to keep it clean. And he has. What's the time? Oh, blows it out the water. 1:38.80. Good luck beating that, folks. Fruitful trying to beat that. He's coming through the S's right now. Nicely done. Now for turn number 11, he does have a driver in front of him. That would be Lewis, who is also on a lap, and he needs a good one because if he's to get anywhere close to Marcel Grosny in the championship, as we see all the drivers. Oh, Debo spins at the last corner. He won't be getting any higher than what he is right now. Lewis coming through Sector 2 now. Sector 3 starting, and Debo has retired from the session. I wouldn't be surprised after seeing that spin. He just throws in the towel, but Marcel needs a good time. Goes third behind Milan and ahead of Francie Fro. Fruitful is slower in Sector 2. And that's all. Lewis has spun. Lewis has spun. And that is not what we wanted, but he will be starting on the alternate strategy. And Fruitful goes second. It's a 1-2 for Mercedes. Where have you heard that before? Zach coming around the final corner, looking set in a good time. It will be P16 still. He did improve though. And oh, Milan is Milan, by the way, was 1 thousandth of a second behind Fruitful, who is coming across the line. It's not going to be Wrench. Oh, he's blocking a driver. Is he? Who is he blocking? No, it was Milan. Sorry. Sorry, guys. It was Milan. We are looking for. I think that's it. Yeah, it's it. Joel has got pole position once again. Joel hasn't been able to win a race this season, but it's his second consecutive pole position, his third pole position of the season after France and already mentioned Mexico. But that is going to be Front row start for both Mercedes drivers. Just what they needed. Alright, Joel, you can milk it all you want, but we still need you to move on. Come on. Come on. Oh no, it's Alex and Morty, I'm sorry. So, Joel on the pole, Fruitful just ahead. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do with Marcel Milan coming at their rear wings. But Lewis down at 13th. He's had a lot of work to do. But the question is, can he make his way up the grid? We're waiting for that. Come on, Alex, move on. There we go. So there is your grid. Joel first, Fruitful second on the front row. Milan and Marcel cruising row number 2. Francis rotated row number 3. On row number 4 we have Renson Debo. Row number 5. Yarn Lion and Alex Morte. Row number 6. Ananas and Harmon. Row number 7. Lewis and O'Wine. Row number 8. Kevin Spaghetti Chips. Number 9. Zach and Frankie. And all alone on the back row, row number 10 is Zexer. Alright, we'll see you for the race. Let me just check what the gap was between... Look at that. A quarter of a tenth of a second separating second and fourth. 1/10 of a second separating second and fifth. But look at that. Joel well ahead considering this, the field, the caliber of this field compared to each other. Joel absolutely blew the other times out of the water. Here we go then. The stars and stripes of the United States are waiting for the action to begin. That's the great thing about this track. They really are patriotic with their runoff areas. America. Okay, here we go. Of course, just giving every driver a chance to set up. I don't know why they show the pits. They should be showing the grid, in my opinion. That'd be a good thing to fix in F1 2022. Never know. Viewers, welcome to you all. Please stick around and also watch the other tiers if you'd like. There are 4 to watch right now and 4 to watch after this. So, all 19 drivers are away for the formation lap. Let's see what tyres they are using. It looks like, oh, Kev going the rogue here and selecting the soft and not the medium. Very interesting. 23 viewers now, welcome to you all if you've just joined us. This is the race here at Circuit of the Americas, round 13 of the F7 Championship. Big lead so far for Marcel Grosny in the championship, but that could all change tonight. 28 laps ahead of the drivers around this 5 and a bit kilometre circuit. Lots of twists and turns around. That's America for you, isn't it? Two Mercedes up front, just like in real life. And I guess the Alpine in third is real as well. Doesn't seem he is got off the line in the best way for a formation lap. I'm not saying that. That is copyright of George Morgan. You know, I'm not saying that. It is against the law. It is against PSGL rules to say that unless your name is George Morgan. So unless I change my name by deep poll, it's not happening. Sorry. Why? I just explained. Anyway, here come the drivers to the grid. Yeah, you better be careful because your tires are going to get cold if you're too far ahead of the ones at the back. Long anxious wait for the leading drivers as Zexer makes her way around the final corner and gets onto the grid. So this is it then, let's get racing, shall we? I'd like a better view than that, please. Alright, here we go. 5 lights ahead of the drivers. And giddy up, ride 'em Cowboys in Texas, coming down to the big hill, and it's the two for Mercedes side by side. We've got a lot of battling behind them, far wide for the midfield positions. And look at this, Milan has taken advantage of one of the Mercedes for their scroll plate, but he's went wide, and he might lose that position again, coming through to the twists and turns of the late part of Sector 1. Doesn't seem to be any drama here, but Milan are getting up to second place. What a move from the Alpine driver. He really needs some points. Alpine, should mention, Alpine are well down. They've only got 18 points. They are last in the Constructors' Championship, but he's lost that position. Joel back into second. Joel has had a horrible start. Fruitful is now in the lead, but Joel needs to catch up. Lots of battling going down in the midfield. Oh, lots of locking up, and Devils went wide, and Jarno's going to yank 8th place I should say. Harmon's made up 2 positions, but the biggest loser in this is Kev. Ananas and Zach, they've lost 2 positions each. And now Harmon battling with Alex Morty for the last points position, and he loses it. And he might lose out to Lewis too. Lewis has already gained a position, now he wants to gain more. And he needs to gain more because Marcel has a big lead in the championship, and he wants to keep this title fight alive as he goes on the outside of Harmon, but no move can be done there. They make their way out of the final 2 corners, and Devil looks like he is damaged. He's coming into the pits. Devil with damage by the looks of it, and he's going to have to get a new nose cone if that's the case. Zach and Kev also went, oh my goodness, big lock-up, trying to avoid speeding in the pit lane, and there's a big battle happening for 10th place, and it's Lewis that gets the edge over Harmon, and into the points. Meanwhile, Fruitful and Joel are back, knocking heads again. And Milan has front row seats to this encounter. It surely is going to go on all race. You remember the last time, all the battles were going on the whole race as we see Leroy trying to make a move on Wrench on the inside of turn 11, and he's done it very nicely indeed. But now, no DRS on lap number 2. Come on, guys, we need better camera angles, and that Joel is going in side by side. We've got front row tickets, Milan does, to this encounter, and now Joel trying to hold on to his newly gained lead. The inside, Milan thinks, alright, I'll take that too. Fruitful might lose another position, but it looks like Fruitful is staying ahead for the meantime. Is Milan going to launch an attack into turn 15? Going on the outside, as you should, into turn 15, but no, he's not going to get position. Lots of battling out there front. This is fantastic. And look, Marcel might get a chance to play too. They've come to play in the big country of Texas. It's not even a country. Should be though, in my opinion. I know a lot of people from Texas. I think they want it to be a country, not just part of some European Union-like union. Anyway, apart from the politics, Marcel getting into racing forms of politics here, trying to make moves on the top 3 is what he has to do soon, because if he wants to extend that lead, he's got to do it by overtaking these guys. DRS is enabled, so it might help him, but those guys have DRS up there too. And Jurgen's going to get copyright infringement lawsuits. And Kev has spun. I don't know what's happened, but he must have spun out of the penultimate corner. And he's fallen down to the back. Milan, right on the back of Fruitful. And guess what? He has DRS, and I don't think Fruitful has. No, he doesn't. And Milan's like, oh, this is easy. Fruitful has no response. Milan into second place. Joe already building up a big lead, but it's already down to 8 attempts after the move from Milan was executed. And there's already been a crash in PSGL F2. By the looks of it, Cohen is out of the race. Oh jeez, that was a horrible crash. Oh god! That was a horrible crash, I'm sorry. I've just watched the clip of the crash. Oh, that was horrible. I would not be surprised if the commentator reacted in the same way. Then again, I know Jess better than everyone else. She keeps it cool. Unlike me, who just shouts at the screen because of these guys in weird looking aeroplanes on wheels. Yes, I just said that. Come at me. Marcel, right behind Fruitful. Fruitful has not had a great start. He was leading at the point, but then he's just lost it. Bruh, easy. What do you mean, bruh, easy? Commentating's actually hard. Yarn Lion right behind Wrench. He's going to try and throw a spanner in the works. See what I did there? Ananas has already lost 2 positions. Not the start he desired. Old Wine is right in front of him, and Spaghetti Chips isn't too much far behind him either. He is within DRS range. Oh, and Ananas looking for a move there. Doesn't seem to be any close encounters of the 5th kind. Except for Zexer, who was right at the back. Trying to find a way past Spaghetti Chips, but it doesn't look like it's going to work. And Spaghetti Chips right up behind Ananas! Oh my goodness me. Careful, Zexer. He started last. He's already made up 4 positions. It's a good start from the Aston Martin driver. The lone AlphaTauri here, Debo, without Vandenberg, is really struggling tonight. Trying to do him proud, but it doesn't look like it's going that way. As Marcel's right behind Fruitful, and we have an yellow flag in Sector 3. It's Lewis! It's Lewis, the last thing he wanted! And there's a big battle happening. I think this is what the battle was. It's Old Wine, Spaghetti and Zexer, and Fruitful! Fruitful, what's happened to Fruitful? He's lost position too! Marcel into third now, but Lewis looks like he got too much involved in this freeway battle developing right now. Old Wine on the inside, Spaghetti Chips coming around the first corner, and it looks like Zexer wants an opportunity to make a move. Spaghetti Chips makes a mistake, and Zexer comes on the outside of turn number 2, and he's going to try and make a move. No, he's not. My goodness me, that was close. It's a very scary turn, and Lewis has given up. Lewis is retired in the pits. He got too involved in that battle, and that is it! Lewis's championship hopes are pretty much in ruins. Marcel sees this as a great opportunity to extend it further and pretty much all but wrap up the championship. He can't wrap it up today, but with a win, he will certainly go further ahead. It's Marcel's to lose. In third position, in a healthy position right now. Keep going, love it. Thank you very much. Oh, Cohen was robbed. That is horrible. I'm sorry, but Codemasters needs to do better. Milan, half a second behind Joel. Sorry if I was reacting to that. I was reacting to the PlayStation F2 crash. That was just bad luck for Cohen, who... Oh, Cohen goes... Joel goes wide at the final corner. That's not going to help him, but actually he's gained time as Marcel is chasing down Milan. As you see, 3 drivers are pit so far. Sauce probably lasts around 9, 10 or 11 laps. Spaghetti Chips I think might have damage. He's decided to pit. He was on mediums, I do believe, so must have been a wing change, because of course you're not going to do the mediums for 5 laps. Marcel right behind Milan and getting even closer. Is he going to try and make a move into turn 12? He thinks about it, but alas, he cannot get any close. But of course, turn 15, a dark horse for overtaking. Who needs long straights and heavy braking zones when you got turn 15? No moves planned as yet, no change in the pecking order as they make their way around the final parts of this tricky circuit. Tricky, there's no such thing as easy in Texas because you don't mess with Texas. And if you do, you're gonna get a fistful of barrier. All the drivers beginning lap 7 now. Hi man, I just sign up to PSGL. Welcome to the club. PSGL is the premier sim gaming league, the premier league of Formula 1 racing on PlayStation and PC. Sorry, Xbox users. But we might bring Xbox leagues back, in all honesty. I hope they do. I'm not an Xbox user myself, but it'd be great to have some diversity in there. As we see Ananas chasing after Lax Morte, and I think that's Raggy that spun off at the S's. Yes, it is. He's got to be careful. He's got Devil coming through. Not many close battles here, except Ananas chasing down Alex Morte. It's the battle of the reserves tonight. Reserve Rumble. Let's get ready. Oh, I can't say that actually. That would mean a lot of royalties paid. That's actually $5 million. In fact, Michael Buffer has copyrighted his famous Let's Get Ready to Rumble line. That was done years ago though. Yes, that's the guy who does the Let's Get Ready to Rumble. Legend. More legendary than the fighters. Speaking of fighters, here's Yarno Lion. And he's chasing down Wrench, who's chasing down Taze Leroy, but he's way behind. Then Leroy's chasing Francie Fro, who's trying to get close to Fruitful, but Marcel probably close enough to try and make a move on Milan, perhaps, but he's got the DRS as well. They make their way up the straight, and Alex Lamorte has pit, and Ananas will take the position. Up into the points now. As Taze Leroy's right behind Francie Fro. Francie had a great qualifying, but can he translate that into a great race? He's already lost a couple positions, I do believe. Actually, I might be wrong. No, he's still in the same position as he was at the start of the race, but he wants to get even higher, I'm sure. And there is a yellow flag. I'm not sure who that's for. It's probably a glitch. Yes, it is. Taze Leroy will have an opportunity to make a move on Francie Fro, coming down the straight. DRS up full blast, Francie Fro. Is he going to defend? Is he going to respond? No, not by the looks of it. And it's an easy move for 5th place for Taze Leroy. And Yarno Lion and Wrench are battling as well, and Yarno Lion is through into 7th. As you can see from the back there. Oh no, Wrench coming back at them. Wrench back into 7th, a great move. A great response from the Red Bull driver. Of course, Ishida's not here, but he is going to try and do Ishida proud, and I think Raggy spun again. Has he? Yes, he has. Oh, his tyres are well overheated, actually. Got to be careful with overheated tyres. As we go back to the front, as we start lap number 9 of this great American race. Oh wait, that's the Indianapolis 500. Sorry! I lied! And Harman gets a penalty, not what you want. There's going to be a lot of penalties incurred tonight, so might affect the race results a lot. As we join the leaders once again, 3 temps separating Joel and Milan. Coming through the S's once again. Spaghetti Chips sending the fastest lap of the race, a sub 1:35. The first one of the day. Meanwhile, Joel going to the other side off the racing line, trying to defend massively from Milan. I wouldn't really say recklessly though. Milan right up behind Joel, but he's not going to get a chance to move. Ooh, very close. There had been a bit of nudges through turn 13, but nothing as of yet. No attacks launched at turn 15 either. to make their way around 16, 17 and 18. Oh, and Joel has gained some time there. Now it's half a second. Marcel right behind Milan. Oh, and look at this, an undercut perhaps by Milan. He's going to go into the pits, and what in the world is Raggy doing? I do hope you're not retiring, because we know what happens when you retire. Oh! It's a double stack! It's a double stack! Raggy, probably by accident, has accidentally caused a dent in Milan's strategy. And Milan has been waiting there for 10 seconds more than he should be. It's a lot. Taze Leroy did go through him, but I think that's because to avoid horrible luck. And my goodness me. Milan, that was the last thing he wanted. Raggy has inadvertently, probably unintentionally, ruined the strategy of Milan, and that undercut has went horribly, and he's lost position to spaghetti chips as well. It's an absolute calamity, and his teammate has spun again. And Milan is going to be very furious with Raggy come the end of the race, post-race. Yellow flag out because of how he is driving. It's very slow, and he actually goes off the track again. I have no idea what's going on. He doesn't have any damage by the looks of it. A double stack might have ruined Milan's race, as Raggy just trying to swerve and give drivers, and now Joel, this is probably going to be an easy undercut for him. Milan is way behind. Also pitting is Marcel, so Marcel's his nearest challenger now. It just hasn't seemed to be going well all season for Milan. It's just been horrible. Harman will take the lead of the race. He's yet to pit, but he will not be pitting for a while. Joel will come out well ahead of Milan. Milan hasn't even made it round the final two corners, and Joel... Oh my goodness me! Fruitful has come in alongside Taze Leroy and Marcel, and Taze Leroy has spun. He tried to get the undercut on Fruitful and Marcel, but it has all went horribly wrong. He came in collision with Fruitful and Marcel, and he has fallen down to 9th. He's on soft tyres too. He's going to do the 2-stop. Very interesting, but that's not going to help him at all. Where is Milan? And Raggy has given up, but Milan will not be finished him. Oh no, not yet. Very unhappy man he will be, and I do believe Alex Lamorte has had a spin. And my goodness me, Old Wine almost crashing into him, but good reflexes from the driver. And look at this, Ananis and Harman doing battle. These are the actual leaders of the race, but of course they will still have to pit. The net lead looks like it's in Joel's hands, as the two drivers battling for would be first place, but of course there's not really the case. Lovely aerial view of both drivers. Actually quite like this aerial view. Making their way to the next lap, lap number 12 it will be. Ananis has the lead, but it will be just very briefly. 3 drivers yet to pit this race. Joel is now chasing down Zexer, who's yet to pit, and Zexer trying to defend. Oh, he's trying to help his teammate out apparently, Leroy, but of course Leroy did spin earlier, and there's no successful challenge from Joel, and now Fruitful sees this as an opportunity to try and get up close too, and Joel's getting up close to Zexer again. Zexer trying to defend Joel with all his might to help Taze Leroy in the race. And there's a spinner there at, I believe it's Kev that spun at turn 18. Look at this big battle happening, and Marcel's joining the fray too. 4 ways going into the flop, turn 11. Oh, Taze Leroy's out! Taze Leroy's out. This might put the battle on ice. He's crashed at turn number 10, and there's nobody helping anyone. Zexer will be. He goes getting passed by Joe now into turn number 12. Oh, a bit of bashing between Joe and Zexer, and it's not going to help either of them. Fruitful's now coming through, and so is Marcel. Looks like Joel has got the position on Zexer. Like, no, give me that position back, says Zexer, and pushes Joel wide. He's been forced wide, but no, Joel recovers and get the position back. Oh, my goodness me! How has he managed to hold on there? He is now in a battle with Fruitful. He loses position to Taze Leroy, and it looks like he is... Zexer let Joel through by the looks of it. Oh my goodness me, he is really struggling on his tyres. They did clash going into that turn, and I think he did the sporting thing of letting it through, and there's a bash! Marcel sees this opportunity to also pass Zexer along with Fruitful going into turn number 1. My goodness me, it's all kicking off here, and I think they might have touched there. Oh, and Milan has given up. He is absolutely furious. I think he's just had a horrible day. The pole sitter, well, not the pole sitter, the second place man in qualifying, the front row sitter, has gone out of the race. His race just gets worse again. Ruined again, I should say. His luck just gets worse. I've mixed up my words again for the umpteenth time. Marcel, right behind Zexer, who's really struggling in these Warren mediums. Used versus new tyres. This is why you don't use Wish.com for your tyres. Zexer into the lead goes, and Jorna Lion's going to get the move as well. Yes, indeed. And Zexer going wide there. Zexer's tyres starting to run out of steam. Let's hope he doesn't go to Wish.com to buy these tyres. New tyres, as we saw in Qatar. As they make their way through to start another lap. That's a horrible view. Come on, do better, Codemasters. Anana's still in the actual lead of the race. But when we're talking the net, Fruitful, has he lost connection? Oh, don't tell me he's lost connection. He's showing an X on my screen. Yeah, he's left the session. Fruitful has left the session. This is the last thing he wanted. This is the last thing that Fruitful wanted. He's losing connection. Spaghetti Chips and Old Wine have pit, by the way. This is only good news for Marcel, because Fruitful is still in the shout with the championship. And now Wrench looking for a move on Zexer. Still struggling with those Warren tyres. Oh, a bash! And Frantifro takes advantage, looking to get a move, and Fruitful's falling right down the order. He's going to fall down to 10th. It's a knife! Oh! Oh, what's this? Frantifro and Zexer have collided. Why did you give me those camera angles, Codemasters? Frantifro and Zexer have collided, and Frantifro has... Oh, what are they doing? This is childlike. This is unnecessary. This is not Geordie Shore, ladies and gentlemen. This is Formula 1. Well, Formula 7, really. And Frantifro has no wing after that collision with Zexer, and surely that's going to be a penalty. I saw them collide. And that's it for Frantifro. He's just had the worst luck. I'm not sure who's at fault. It's probably going to be Zexer, but my word, Frantifro. Wingless. Needs a new nose cone. Coming into the pits. Fruitful luck gets worse as well. He needs to rejoin the session. Milan is absolutely furious at Raggy in the Discord. What? Excuse me, what? Did I just see that correctly? Alex Lamorte, 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. He's not even on the track limits at the straight. As Ananas and Harmon dueling for first, and Harmon gets into the lead. I'm not as excited as I usually am, because of course these drivers still have to pit. So has Zexer after that crash he had with Frantifro. Now he's under the watchfly of the stewards. Frantifro very angry, and it should be so, but I don't agree with trying to push Zexer off with the anger there. Game froze and nowhere to get back in. Oh, Fruitful, that's horrible luck. Ananas is finally pit, by the way. He's going to do the undercut on Harman. I think he's going to do 2 stints of soft tyres, which is probably the optimum strategy around here. So put Joel and Marcel into first and second and third, sorry. I forgot that Harman still has the pit. Championship is over, says Fruitful. Marcel hasn't won it yet. And he can't win it, actually, mathematically here. He will still have to wrap it up in Baku. Probably will be at this rate. Marcel has only failed to finish a race once, and that was, of course, in Austria. We had that massive crash. Marcel has been absolutely fantastic. 7 podiums, 3 of them wins, others third places. Good 10-second penalty like Hamilton and Britain. See, Hamilton's 10-second penalty in Britain was deserved. It was a racing incident, but he survived and Max didn't. As I keep jibber-jabbering on, we see Marcel getting up close to Joel. Fun fact, Marcel's never finished second place this season. Gap between the two drivers, half a second. Bad day for Aston Martin. That is correct. It has been a bad day for Aston Martin, as we see the gap now half a second. In fact, Joe's got very close to Harman. He's went to the inside of the pit wall and is now half a second behind Harman. Harman trying to hold on with these 16 lap old tyres. We're on lap 17 here at the Circuit of the Americas, as Marcel's getting very close to Joe now. Joe getting a lot of dirty air thrown into his face. Needs to get past Harman as soon as possible. Coming through turn 11 now. This is going to be crucial for Joel. Not only does he have to try and get through Harman, he also has to defend from Marcel. Coming down the straight, and Harman is going to have to let these drivers through because he has absolutely no chance, because he needs to pit soon. And both of them go through. It's going to be a battle between the two. No, not quite. Harman does give way to the two leading drivers in this race. Going through turn 15, no attacks there. Ananas is on soft tyres and chasing down Debo, who's on 14 lap old medium tyres. Remember, he did pit earlier on in the race after suffering damage. Oh, he's right behind him is Ananas. 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 Brilliant name. Ananas. Good luck trying to say Ananas 10 times correctly. Harman finally pits. I completely missed the camera shot on that, as Ananas is going to try and make a move on Debo for 6th place and 5th place, I should say. Harman's pitting and side by side to go, and into 5th place goes Ananas. Where has Harman come out? 8th. Fruitful, are you coming back in? No way to get back in, says Fruitful. This is the last thing he needed. Francie Rowe chasing to get a chip for the points. Marcel coming at Joe once again. 3 attempts to gap, but no way through. Fruitful can't get back in. Yeah, Fruitful cannot get back in. Session's closed because he was the host. Oh no! Fruitful, your luck is rotten. Maybe I should be the host next time to make it fair for all the drivers. Fruitful pretty much having the game equivalent of a mechanical failure. Half a second between Marcel and Joel. How close is Marcel going to get to Joel before the run up to turn number 1? Not very close at all. Both on the same age of tyres. And Nanas needs to do 2 stints of these softs. Debo has pit, and I'm sure he's going to go on the softs one more time. Yes, he is. You can see the red wall tyres. They are the softs. Yellows, the mediums. Hards are in white. No one's on the hards, so why would you be on the hards at this time of the race? Too slow in my opinion. Half a second separating Joel and Marcel. Is Marcel going to gain any time through turn at number 11? Is he going to get a chance? By the looks of it, he doesn't. Oh, Joel going to the side. Interesting strategy. Remember, you've seen him do it before. What's Marcel going to do here? Coming close to the Mercedes driver. Gap returns to half a second. How will they fare through sector 3? That is the question. Drivers continuing to receive penalties. You've got to keep it clean here. Very tough to do that though. As we have said numerous times, I think I should stop jibber jabbering and get back to the race. Half a second the gap now. Marcel really is starting to run out of time. 9 laps to go once they come round this final corner. Marcel already has a big lead with Fruitful and Lewis out of the equation, but he wants to get at least somewhere. Getting very close to Joel he is now, but no move yet. Of course, he can clinch the championship next week. Can't do it here, but he can probably all but clinch it coming into the checkered flag. This is a dream situation for Marcel. No Lewis, no Fruitful. He can just chill. And I do believe that Zach has spun off. Yes, Zach struggling to get back on the track. Marcel half a second behind Joel. What's Joel going to do? He's going to do the same thing again. Yes, he is. Going to the marbles. Of course, that's where all the graded tyre rubber has went. Picking up rubber is not really a good idea. It weighs you down. Zach's retired from the race. And Alex and Morty's teammates just come out. At least we didn't have a Milan situation. Six tenths the gap here at turn 17. Closes up to 5.5. 8 laps to go here at the Circuit of the Americas. They come round for lap 21, and Joel going to the inside again. It seems to be working for him. It's Joel is going to the other side of the track, off the racing line. Gap now 4 attempts. 4.5. And oh dear, that's at least they didn't crash into him. And Fruitful is pitting, and well, he's not even in the race because remember he disconnected and he can't get back in. The gap's now 8 tenths. I'm starting to think, did Zach put off Marcel by retiring in the pits? Not too sure. Gap still 7 tenths now. This is not what Marcel wants. He wants to get closer. Meanwhile, Wrench and Yorline, big lock up from Yorline. All the smoke getting into Wrench's face, and no move can be done there. Marcel still behind Joel. The gap now 5 tenths. Is he going to try and get through? No, he's not. Marcel doesn't really need to make some aggressive moves. He's pretty much all but wrapped the championship with a second place. It would take an absolute miracle for Joel and Fruitful to come back. I don't think Fruitful will be in it anymore, that's for sure. But Jan O'Loyan is just being passed by Wrench for third place. And now Marcel closing up to Joel once again. And Old Wine's been passed by Fruitful. Oh my gosh. Really? As Marcel carried through the S's, he started to lose time to Joel. That's the last thing you want to do. Oh, it's extending even further now. 8 tenths. But the good thing is, Marcel can gain some lost time here at the DRS straight. Gap now at 4 tenths coming into turn 12. Neither driver has a penalty. Jarno Loin still getting close to Wrench, but no move made there. It started to simmer down the action here. As Spaghetti Chips gets close to Zexer. Zexer, of course, had a crash with Francie Fro. As Spaghetti Chips with an opportunity to take 8th place here. He's going on to the inside of turn number 12. Oh, I probably don't need to. He's just got past Zexer before turn 12 and into 8th place he goes. Is Zexer going to respond? He could respond with a move at turn 15, as has been done several times, proved time and time again, but no move from Spaghetti Chips by Zexer. And Fruitful now just falling down the order. Sometimes this game is very cruel. If you're just joining us here on PSGL F7, round 13 in the United States, 6 laps to go, and Marcel trying to chase down Joel, who is trying to keep himself in check. Now he's reduced the gap Marcel has to 4 tenths, coming out of Sector 2 and then out into Sector 3. Marcel starting to get up close again, but it seems to be his weakness is those S's at Sector 1. Marcel favours the straight line more than the technical aspect of the sport, but there's a lot of technical stuff here and it's not helping him at all. Gap increasing once again, 5 tenths. Making his way into the next lap, 24. Joel trying to keep Marcel away again, the gap becoming 4 tenths now. What will it be coming out of the first turn? It is 4 tenths. 4.5. So Marcel has gained time. He needs to be perfect here though. Last thing you want at this moment in this situation is a penalty. It doesn't seem like he is losing any time. He lost a bit there. He needs to be good through here. And he is. Oh, he's lost a bit of time though. 6 tenths the gap now. He's lost about 2 tenths through this first sector, and he's losing more actually. Coming out of the 11th turn of this track, as Old Wine has retired from the race. Marcel starting to get up close again. It's just deja vu. It just keeps going in a circle. He just can't seem to get any close to Joel. He is running out of time. It's coming desperate measures for desperate times point of the race. Commentator's curse. What do you mean commentator's curse? I didn't curse anything, and I don't believe in commentator's curse, so stop it. Half a second Marcel is behind Joel. 4 laps to go. And there seems to be, is that Kev? Someone went off. Oh no, wait, it was Old Wine retiring. Sorry, that always happens. for the S's. I didn't say he's going to get penalties. I'd say if you're not careful, you're going to get penalties through here, because you've got to keep it clean for the S's. It's no easy job getting through these S's at all for any driver. Yes, time is starting to run out for Marcel. He's got it to half a second. Fair play. This is where he usually loses most of the time. Joel now extending the gap to 6 tenths. And Joel, what he likes to do is likes to go to the inside of that and then go back to the outside. Is this to keep Marcel away? But Marcel's actually got closer than he ever has. The gap now 3.5 tenths, but now 4.5 tenths once again. So it looked close, but I think the setup is suited more in favour of Joel in this situation. Setup's always an important thing, as I say here on PSGL. Half a second now. Marcel's got to hope that Joel cracks. Of course, he's going to have the lead of the championship extended, but you know, who's conserving their tyres better? But look at him, it's Joel. And he has a lot of battery though, does Marcel. Is he saving it up, I think? He's not using any of that battery. Joel seems to have run out of his battery, so Marcel, with that battery, could try and find a move in the closing stage of the race. 3 laps now left to go. Yeah, Joel is quicker down the straight. No, I think Marcel is quicker down the straight. Joel is much more suited around the corners. Three tenths the gap. Marcel's getting much closer. Joel is starting to run out of steam. And here goes Marcel deploying his ERS at full blast. Joel left defenseless. Marcel is going to try and take the lead here, and a lead he desperately needs. And he goes to the lead of the race. What a waiting game by Marcel Gruzny. The waiting game has paid off. But Joel's not going to be done yet. Oh no, he has no energy though in his battery. He needs to recharge as much as he can, but Marcel has got a lot on his plate in a good way. I said it was coming, and Marcel just waited at the perfect time to launch an attack, and he's got the lead, and he's pulling away now. Joel has nothing helping him but himself. And Marcel, as he deploys more battery, is going to gain more time on Joel. This is the last thing Joel wanted. Marcel has blindsided the Mercedes driver, and what a way he did it in. Joel now has to hope Marcel makes a mistake. Remember, penalties still apply. No penalties for each driver though. Just keep it clean and Marcel will win for the 2nd race in a row. And for the 4th time this season. And he'll be in complete control of the championship. A 36-point gap. Doesn't look like he's going to get fast lap. Looks like a Nanas win in his debut is going to get the fastest lap. He's performed exceptionally tonight. But Joel's not finished with him yet. Marcel is going to get passed by Joel once again. And Joel has reversed the situation. He has turned the tables on this fight once again. I told you, Joel was better in the corners and he gained enough time to pass Marcel. This battle is far from done. No, Marcel has energy. Joel does too by the looks of it. It looks like he is running out a bit, but Marcel with more battery needs to get... He needs to go... Oh, Joel! Joel has lost it in turn 18 and Marcel retakes the lead. Joel has fallen behind. I think he might have damage. Does he have damage? No, not by the looks of it, but he does have some dirt on his car, and that is going to be checkmate for the Mercedes driver. He cracked under the pressure, and Marcel looks like it's come... It looks like it's Christmas come early for Marcel Gruzny. 5 weeks early, I should say. No way is the correct reaction, sir. Joel cannot believe what's hit him. He had the race in his hands, but it's all gone. And now, oh, I think he's actually got damage. It's hard to see. Wrench right behind him. Joel, it's a lost cause, and he might, you know what, he might lose on the podium if he's careful. He gets past Wrench, and now Jarno possibly too. Jarno could be on for a podium, but remember, oh yeah, they got 3 sets of penalties, haven't they? 6 seconds. He might not get a podium at all. Could be Ananas at this rate. Jarno trying to make a move on Joel. Joel trying to make a move on Wrench. Coming down into turn 12. And Joel still holding on. And he probably will hold on to second place. But oh, what could have been? Oh, he's been hit by Jarno. And Jarno going to make a move on Joel. Joel, oh, it's just horrible. And now he's got Kev overtaking them both. That's not right. And Joel was lost third place, but remember, he does have no penalties. Marcel though comes to the line and takes a big step to the trophy, winning in PSGL F7 here at the United States. What a race that was. Joel, oh, he's missed out on second. He's lost another 2 points. It's going to be third for Joel, but what a performance by Ananas. Oh, he missed out on the fastest lap. Kev got the fastest lap. That's very unfortunate for Kev, but Ananas on his debut gets 8 points. A great result for him. But it's this man, Joel. Wait, what? Zexer got 10-second penalty. Are you serious? Oh, he's run out of fuel. And he's lost out on points. Marcel, 4th win of the season, 2nd in succession. And now, only he can cost himself the title. He is 32 points ahead of Lewis. And I think... let me just check one more time. Yes, no points from Lewis or Fruitful by the looks of it. Means that Marcel's now on 129 points. Lewis has it all to do now. Fruitful is out of the title race. 2 rounds to go. Baku in 2 weeks and Brazil in 3 weeks. Joel's not happy with Jarno Loyan in the pits. He's cost him P2. He said, there is your results. It's Marcel's day. And heartbreak for Joel. He lost out on 1st and 2nd today after that slide at turn 18. The only way Lewis can win this championship is if he wins both of the next 2 races, scores at least the fastest lap in at least one of... actually, yes, he can win this championship if he finishes both races in 1st place and Marcel doesn't score in either of them. It doesn't matter if he gets the fast lap or not. If he wins both races, he will tie Marcel if Marcel doesn't score, and he'll win the championship as he has more 2nd places. They'll have the same amount of wins, 4, but Lewis will have the edge as he has 3 2nd places to Marcel's 0. So Marcel has pretty much all but wrapped the championship. Just 2 races to go. Marcel just needs 3 points. 3 points. Actually, is it 3 points? Yeah, it's 3 points because, of course, you know, there could be a tie if he only scores 2 in the next 2 races. I need a rest. But I always say that. I think we all need a rest. 2 rounds to go. We're taking a week off next week for esports. But next week, actually, Saudi Arabia is on at the same time as F10. Maybe we could have F10 next week. But hey, F2 will take a break to refresh for round 14. The final frontiers, Baku and Brazil, will be the final 2 races of the season in December, and this is it'll be the first races I do on my as a 23-year-old, because I turned 23 on the 4th of December. 12 days, so exciting. Getting old is horrible. Anyway, I thank you for watching. It's all but Marcel's now. It's Marcel's to lose after the perfect scenario for him here at the United States. It's pretty much out of reach. All Lewis can do is pray for a miracle. Good night.